She came out of nowhere, a small-town girl from Tennessee who turned a crude joke into an empire.
Oh, you gotta give him that Hawk Tuah and spit on that thing, you get me?
Only to watch it all come crashing down in 20 devastating minutes. This is the story of Haliey Welch, better known as the Hawk Tuah Girl, and how she went from working in a bed spring factory to becoming one of the fastest rising internet celebrities of 2024, before, of course, her devastating fall. In just 6 months, she seemed to have built a media empire worth millions. She had a viral memed podcast, celebrity friendships, massive brand deals. She had it all. But then came the cryptocurrency. And you know what happens when you combine internet influencers with the crazy world of crypto? $500 million vanished almost instantly, leaving a trail of destroyed lives in its wake. Families lost their life savings, college funds evaporated, and loyal followers who had trusted her were left bankrupt. While federal investigators circled closer, and believe it or not, the entire story, this tale of fame, fortune, and devastating betrayal, begins with a single joke about spitting on that thing. Did we see it coming? Maybe, but it's better if you judge it for yourself. Let me explain. It all started on a warm summer evening in Nashville, Tennessee. The date was June 11, 2024, and two content creators, Tim and D TV, were doing what they usually do, conducting street interviews for their YouTube channel. Tim and DTV, it was just another night in the Broadway district until they found a 22-year-old woman named Haliey Welch and her friend. The conversation started innocently enough with questions like, what makes you wifey material? But when Darius decided to spice up the questions and asked, what's one move in bed that makes a man go crazy every time? No one could have predicted what would happen next. The 9-second clip would change everything. Within hours, the video exploded across social media platforms. TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, everywhere you looked, people were sharing, remixing, and recreating Welch's now infamous Hawk Tuah phrase. The combination of her strong southern accent, unabashed delivery, and the sheer unexpectedness of her response created the perfect viral storm. So unlike many viral sensations who fade into obscurity, Welch immediately recognized the opportunity in front of her. Within days, she had quit her job at the BedSpring facility in Belfast, Tennessee, where she'd been making minimum wage. The transformation from factory worker to internet celebrity was lightning fast. Within a week of creating her social media accounts, Welch had amassed millions of followers. Instagram, she had 2.6 million. TikTok, she had 1.8 million. Even on X, she quickly gathered over 400,000 followers. The internet had just found its new darling, and everyone wanted a piece of the Hawk Tuah phenomenon. Even Rolling Stone magazine came calling, publishing a glowing profile with the headline, "We had breakfast with Hawk Tuah Girl, the national hero we need." The once humbled factory worker from Tennessee had become a full-fledged social media sensation. By late June, she had partnered with local apparel brand Fathead Threads to launch her merchandise line. The results? Over 2,000 hats sold in the first few days alone, with signed versions priced at $50 selling out almost instantly. The math was simple. At $32.78 per standard hat, they had generated at least $65,000 in revenue from hats alone. But Welch was just getting started. On June 29th, barely 2 weeks after her viral moment, she made her first major public appearance, and it wasn't just at any venue. There she was, on stage with country star Zach Bryan performing his hit song Revival. A few days later, she was sharing the spotlight with none other than Shaquille O'Neal during his DJ set. The girl from Belfast, Tennessee, population 700, was suddenly rubbing shoulders with celebrities. The Penthouse, a prestigious talent management firm, signed Welch on July 2nd. Their founder, Johnny Forster, couldn't contain his excitement. "I'm glad our team can help guide this rocket ship. All the podcasters are right. Spend 5 minutes with her and you'll see why she is America's sweetheart." By August, Welch had reached another milestone, throwing the ceremonial first pitch at a New York Mets game. But it was September when she made her biggest move yet, the launch of her podcast, Talk Tuah, under Jake Paul's media company, Better. The podcast was an instant hit. Within weeks, it had climbed to number 5 on Spotify's charts, trailing only behind the Joe Rogan Experience and surpassing established shows like Call Her Daddy. Her guest list? It doesn't start with common regular people. It started with Whitney Cummings, Wiz Khalifa, Mark Cuban, and even JoJo Siwa. Then came December 2024, and with it, the decision that would change everything. On December 4th, Welch announced her entry into the cryptocurrency scene with the launch of Hawk, a meme coin on the Solana blockchain. The marketing was pretty slick. Who doesn't love a good meme? Welch wrote in the press release. Launching my own token feels like the perfect next step, not just to create something meaningful for my fans, but also to protect my community from scammers. The irony of that last statement would soon become painfully clear. The launch seemed successful at first. Within minutes, Hawk's market capitalization skyrocketed to $491 million. Investors were ecstatic. The Hawk Tuah Girl had done it again. But then, just 20 minutes later, everything changed. The price, it began to plummet. Within hours, Hawk had lost over 90% of its value, dropping from $500 million to just $60 million in market cap. Investors watched in horror as their investments evaporated. The cryptocurrency community quickly labeled it as a rug pull, crypto slang for a scam where developers pump up the price before selling their holdings and abandoning the project. And then, the internet did what the internet does best. It exploded. The stories started pouring in, real people, real losses with real heartbreak. Social media exploded with messages from devastated investors who had trusted Welch and her team. Hi, Haliey Welch X. My $35,000 that I purchased a Hawk is now $2,000 after 10 minutes of buying. I am a huge fan of Hawk Tuah, but you took my life savings. I purchased your coin that you were so excited about with my life savings and children's college education fund. You didn't seem to mention that you were going to buy 97% of the supply and sell it almost immediately to make a large profit. If I would have known that information, I would not have purchased your coin. The buyers who had believed in this good soul, who became famous for a sexual joke and donated food to animal shelters, were now stunned by what just happened. Dear Haliey, I used to think you were brilliant, smart, funny, and dangerously charming. You had a way of making us Hawkies feel like we were part of something bigger. But Hawk, that wasn't a community, that was a setup. It seemed pretty obvious from the beginning that this was a little sketchy, as all cryptocurrencies with influencers seem to be. It seemed like from the beginning that this was already sketchy, as most cryptocurrency promoted by influencers are. But as the chaos unfolded and investors watched their money vanish, Welch's typically active social media accounts went silent. Hours ticked by without a word from the internet sensation who usually couldn't go more than a few minutes without posting. The silence was deafening. Finally, after what felt like an eternity to those who had lost everything, Welch's response came via X. Our team hasn't sold one token, she posted, adding that no key opinion leaders were given free tokens. But blockchain analysts and X's community notes told a different story. Investigation by the cryptocurrency journalist CoffeeZilla revealed troubling patterns in the token's structure and trading activity. The project had allocated 17% of tokens to strategic investors who could sell immediately, while only releasing 3% to the public. On December 19th, the other shoe dropped. A group of investors filed a lawsuit in the United States District Court for the Eastern District of New York. The defendants included Overhere Limited, the Web3 developer that launched Hawk, its founder Clinton So, the Tuah the Moon Foundation, and Alex Larson Schultz. While Welch wasn't named as a defendant, the lawsuit painted a pretty damning picture of the project. According to the court documents, Welch had received a payment upfront of $125,000 to promote the coin, plus 50% of net trading proceeds after the operating costs. She also owned 10% of the entire Hawk supply, though she couldn't sell for a year. After weeks of silence, Welch finally responded on December 20th. I take this situation extremely seriously, and I want to address my fans, the investors who have been affected, and the broader community. I am fully cooperating with and am committed to assisting the legal team representing the individuals impacted, as well as to help uncover the truth, hold the responsible parties accountable, and resolve this matter. But this statement rang hollow for many investors who had trusted her, from a minimum wage factory worker to an internet sensation worth millions, and then to the face of a cryptocurrency scandal, all in just 6 months. The Hawk Tuah Girl's meteoric rise and spectacular fall serves as a perfect encapsulation of our time. The power of the viral fame, the allure of the quick riches, and the devastating consequences when it all comes crashing down. Thousands of people believed they could simply get rich by investing in a cryptocurrency based on a woman who went viral for saying 2 words about spitting. 2 words. That's all it took for some folks to throw their life savings into what they thought was a sure bet. If there's one thing that the Hawk Tuah saga teaches us, it's that fame is more fleeting than ever. In a world where you can just go from making bed springs in Belfast to being called America's sweetheart by Rolling Stones in just a few weeks, perhaps we shouldn't be surprised when it all comes crashing down just as fast. Welch tried to stretch her 15 minutes of fame into a full-length feature film, but in the end, those extra minutes cost her fans millions. As of January 2025, the Hawk token continues to trade at a fraction of its launch price. The lawsuit is still ongoing, with plaintiffs seeking to recover $151,000 in collective damages. Welch's once bustling social media empire has now crumbled into digital dust. Her Instagram now sits frozen in time, with comments limited and no new posts since December 20th. Her podcast, which once ranked among Spotify's top shows, hasn't released a new episode since the cryptocurrency scandal broke. So you know how the saying goes, what rises quickly is bound to crash, leaving their followers broke in the process? Who would have thought that 2 words about spitting could create so much drama? Then again, maybe we really should have seen it coming. Thanks for watching the video. I hope you enjoyed. Let me know in the comments below what you'd like me to cover next. Please like, comment, subscribe. Let me know how you felt about the video, and I'll see you in the next one.